The Halifax real estate market is starting to slow down, cool down, taper off. I don't know if I'm ready to call it a full market shift yet, but the reality is things are starting to change in Halifax. So the big question is, what does this mean for buyers going forward? Well, if you've been struggling to get into a home, this might be a bit of a reprieve for you because there's going to be less offers on the table for a lot of these houses now, and especially in the next 30, 60, 90 days, I think there's going to be some great opportunities for buyers to get into homes that have been struggling for the last 6, 12, or even longer months. Now, there's a few things you should keep in mind if you're looking for a home in Halifax right now as the market is starting to shift. But before I get into it, if you like this content and you want to see more, please click the like and subscribe to my channel. I post 2 videos a week on YouTube about the Halifax market and buyer and seller tips. Also, if you want to book a call with me anytime, or a buyer consultation or a seller consultation, you can do so in my Calendly link below at a time when it's convenient for you. So there's a lot of reasons why this market is starting to shift and why things are starting to cool down, but the reality is this is great news for buyers. It's been a crazy seller's market in Halifax for the better part of 2 years now, and I think a lot of buyers are very, very exhausted. We're seeing a ton of buyer fatigue in the marketplace. So the first thing you're going to notice right now is there's going to be a lot less offers on most of these listings. So we were getting used to seeing, 15, 20, 25, even more offers on our listings for the better part of 2 years now, and lately we've been seeing more like 4 offers, 5 offers, 6 offers. Now, don't get me wrong, 5 offers on a listing is obviously still very, very competitive, but when you've been used to seeing 20 offers on every listing, this is a big difference, and your chances of getting something are much, much higher with 5 offers on the table than there are with 20 offers on the table. Now, it really depends on each individual listing and how aggressively they're priced, but that really is going to determine how many offers you're going to see on a listing. So in other words, if the market value is $600,000, are they listed at $550, are they listed at $599, or are they listed at $499? Because if they're listed at $499, you're probably still going to see a ton of offers, but listings lately have started to creep up their pricing to be closer in line with what they're looking for, not necessarily $100,000 or $150,000 below what they think they're going to get. So depending on the area you're looking in, the product you're looking in, and what your budget is, you might want to look at adjusting your search parameters for what you're looking for in terms of if you have a realtor has you set up on like a collaboration center, or if you're looking on Viewpoint, Realtor.ca, and so on. So for the last year, let's say you were looking up to $600,000, and in that area, pretty much every listing was selling for $100,000 more than the asking price. Well, you probably had your search parameters set up to $499, or maybe even up to $525, because anything that was listed over $525 was going to end up selling out of your price range in theory. But now, most people are starting to list a little bit closer to what they want, so the market, as it changes, you need to change with it. So you need to talk to your agent, or you need to take a look at the market, and you need to decide what your search parameters should be so that you don't miss out on any houses. Personally, with the decline we're seeing on our showings, I think that really a lot of buyers are missing out on houses right now because they haven't adjusted their search parameters as the market has started to cool down here over the last couple weeks. The market is always changing, it's always ebbing and flowing, and you need to learn to change with it, and that's why it's so important to work with a great real estate professional to keep you on top of what is happening. For example, I had a listing in Colby Village last week, obviously a very desirable neighborhood. This was a totally renovated house. It was really, really nice, showed very, very well, and that was listed at $599. Now, 6 months ago, I probably would have listed that at $499 or $550, but the reality is it would have still ended up in that mid 600 range, give or take, is where we thought the market value would be. So I listed this home, and we had only a few showings and a few offers, and the reality is this: I think a lot of buyers missed out on that property purely because I priced it higher to where we thought we were going to be rather than being lower. But the crazy part is it still ended up where it was going to end up at the end of the day. So if you're a buyer, look at your search parameter, look at the area you're looking in, and see what is happening now. Not what is happening 2 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago or 6 weeks ago. What is happening right now, and then adjust your search parameters accordingly to make sure you don't miss out on any listings that could be the perfect fit for you. Now again, maybe this was just a one-off, but the reality is this house in Colby Village is a super, super sought after property, so to only get a few showings is just crazy, and that's really the biggest reason why I think that some people are missing out on those types of properties. So the last thing I want to mention is if you're looking to buy a home in Halifax, or just in Canada in general, rates are going up. So if you're pre-approved and you have a rate hold, you need to talk to your broker, make sure you know what the date cutoff is for that rate hold and what the closing time frame would be for that rate hold. So you don't want to get into a situation where you're closing after that date if you can help it. Now obviously for the perfect home, it kind of is what it is. If you're going to miss out on a home and you don't want to, that's one thing, but you don't want to close just a couple days after that closing threshold when you could have avoided it in the first place. And furthermore, rates are going to continue to go up, and I believe it's June 1st is the next Bank of Canada announcement, so you should be talking to your broker before this deadline, because if your pre-approval is coming up for renewal, you should lock your new rate in before the bank increases their new rate. And that way you'll have your rate held for another 90 to 120 days depending on your financial institution, and you'll be good to keep looking for a few months at that same rate. If you made it this far, I would love to hear what you think about the Halifax real estate market, or if you have any questions about buying real estate, you can drop them in the comments below and I'd be happy to answer. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, as I post 2 videos a week and you don't want to miss any future content. And you can call me anytime through my Calendly link below. Until next time, thanks for watching and have a great day, and we'll see you next week.